Welcome to the Cafe Nightly Show. I am your host, the Goldsmith. Today is the 26th day after Christmas. We're in December and heading into the very end of the year. So we've got a couple things that we are gonna have worth talking about as we do head into the end of the year. A couple things coming up this week. But being a holiday week, it looks like we are gonna get very little out of Upland, and we don't really expect that. Typically between the end or the last week of December, between the 25th and New Year's, we get very little. Maybe we get surprised midweek with a structure ornament sale, but more than likely it's going to be a Block Explorer sale. Maybe we've seen that happen before, but really not a ton to be going out as far as announcements are concerned. So not being too surprised there. But what we do have to talk about is this coming Thursday, the 28th. 6 p.m. PT. Things will be getting kicked off the year-end extravaganza. We'll get into some details on that, how to participate, what we're going to be looking at, and some of the details that we have as of right now. And knowing more will probably be put out. And then we additionally are going to be able to go over the one thing that is going to snapshot here later in the week, snapshotting on structure ornament decoration contest here, the end of the year, a part of the decorate your property overhaul of the ornaments is that we now have seasonal decoration contests, which I think we're going to have every single season. So I'm very excited to see that. I'm very excited to see Upland continue on with that tradition, which they had dropped off a couple seasons ago, but headed back there. And again, this is an individual. So we'll get into the details there, how to participate if you're not participating. If you are participating, then how to leave your ornaments up in time to get the snapshot in place. So we get things kicked off. Obviously, I will let you know. We're going to run through things relatively quickly because there's not a lot to go over. But just to get things started, as always, all views and opinions expressed by myself are mine and mine alone. Shouldn't be taken as game strategy advice. Obviously, is not something that is financial advice. Shouldn't be interpreted as something coming from the game or the team of Upland. Any guests that we do have on, any contributors, their views are theirs and theirs alone. They don't represent the game of Upland, the team of Upland, myself, the Goldsmith, or the Cafe Nightly Show. They should be taken as game strategy or financial advice. And ultimately, we're here to have a little bit of fun or try to discuss the day in Upland. If you have questions and comments throughout the show, that always can be sent through. If you have questions and comments about a recorded show, feel free to send me a DM in the game of Upland to the Goldsmith. Love to see that. Love to hear anything else you're working on. And looking forward to, in the very beginning of the year, we've got a number of interviews coming up because we have a number of projects that are pushing new boundaries, pushing things in the layer 2 space. So people want to come and talk about a couple of those projects. We'll have that opportunity. But where we're headed right now, we're headed to the year-end extravaganza. It is actually out already as far as the promo art. I've seen that get pushed out. Hey, D-Tech, see you there in the plaza. Glad you can make it in. But we are seeing this already had the promo go out, so I guess we can share it because it's obviously out there already. The year-end extravaganza. I'm going to move over here so we can see it. I'm not going to be able to share that browser. Year-end extravaganza, being able to see this get dropped here today. This coming Thursday the 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is 6 p.m. PT. Again, we typically use PT in Upland as a whole. We're going to see if we get this window share. There we go. Bam. So looking at being able to share this again, this is going to be officially the UPX podcast, their normal time, normal host there. Too stupid to win. Thank me later. More Cheese and myself will be joining them for the night. And this kind of a little bit of a different or deviation from what the UPX podcast tries to do, where they try to get through things in about an hour 15. We're going to have a full 3 hours of programming for the night. It is going to be something that if you come and participate, there's going to be plenty of giveaways along throughout and special guests along the way, including staff members from Upland. So some official news going to be coming through this year as well, through the end of the year. But more than anything, it is season's well wishes from the team and a recap, opportunity to see everything that's happened in the year. If you missed something, great opportunity to see what you missed. If you have been, in the game from day one and you've seen every single announcement come through, we're still going to be able to have that discussion and context, looking at what is happening moving forward from what has happened earlier in the year, trying to stitch some of that together. Panel of a number of specialists in the game of Upland, a number of guests coming on who have their own tilt, their own nodes, their own communities, their own meta ventures. So they have their own perspective there as well. So looking forward to seeing that happen, being able to have that conversation on the year as a whole. And of course, with the year end, we get to look at the year forward. So right alongside that, there's going to be some discussion of what's coming up Q1, Q2 of the year. We are going to have the team of Upland, or a couple of members of the team of Upland there to discuss those things coming forward, what to look forward to, what they're happy with about last year, what they want to see come sooner rather than later into the following. And right alongside that, open up on Reddit right now. Definitely go and take a look to try to get in there and make comments. Upland did put an appeal out, and ask people to give their suggestions for what they want to see as priorities for Spark Utility. Wow. For Spark Utility, what do we want to see energized by Spark? What development goals do we want to see first and foremost? One of the things on the long-term roadmap has been Spark is going to energize cars. Cars are going to need to be energized in order to run. Where does that sit on people's priorities? Do people want to see Spark, going into the next level of utility, which would be the potential of spending Spark, again, redeemable Spark as opposed to stakeable Spark, for the purpose of having legits made? Again, it's a different economy. It's something they've already talked about right along with Sparklet. And obviously, there's some other suggestions that people could put out there, things they want to see Spark achieve that it's not not currently doing, or further areas where Spark staking could be improved. Especially when we're talking about things like meta ventures, and I could put it high on the list for myself, is get Spark, third-party Spark staking available on manufacturing. That is a huge thing for meta ventures. It would be a huge thing towards the next level of meta ventures, which potentially is vehicles, which will take some more time to mint. We could definitely say that cards don't take a long time to mint. We see how many Spark hours it takes to make a card, but the anticipation expectation is you're going to need a decent amount of Spark to make a car. Therefore, that would be an economy to keep your eyes on. So definitely do get into Upland's Reddit and take a look at that suggestion there. See if you can make a comment on that thread about what your priorities are if you have them. There are other places, other ways to get in there. I think their Facebook actually has an open post on that as well, where you can comment about what you would like to see for Spark Utility in 2024, and they want to prioritize that. We did see language on 2024 as the year of Spark. That's something that was put out there by the team when they were reviewing the kind of roadmap revision, or the Q3 Q4 recap. That was kind of put out that 2024 looking forward. They want to look at Spark. That's not the direction that I expected the year to go. I expected a lot more focus on life. But to definitely get your suggestions in now. You have a couple days to do so. I believe the team will continue to review that, as we do expect in the first or second week of the year 2024. An opportunity to hear from the team. The team is going to take a look at comments. The team's going to help rebuild or build their priorities for Q1, Q2, and then have that roadmap update like we've had in the past. Have that be an announcement. Have that be something where potentially there's a Q&A available. There's an opportunity to treat it a little bit like a town hall. Looking forward to seeing that as a possibility in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll have plenty of information then to what to expect the next 6 months of the game of Upland. For today, we do have a couple days left, and it's definitely worth holding on to here. These dates. Date is the 31st. This is a snapshot here. This is going to be. Get this moved over. This is going to be a snapshot that is going to be happening this coming Monday, or the following Monday, I should say, in a week from today, on the 31st at the end of the day, or 9 to 10 a.m. sometime in there. PM AMPT, need to have your structure ornaments for the holiday season staked if you do want to be part of the snapshot. Let's take a quick look at that announcement. Again, this is old news. We've seen it before. We've discussed it before, but definitely worth taking another peek at. Here it is right here. Boom. The decorate your property. When this announcement came through earlier this month, letting us know that with the overhaul, there is going to be contests specific to the season. We will be able to use structure ornaments year round, which was a big open up. But with that, we kind of have this idea that there's an incentive to have the right season up at that time. And our incentive this time around is a snapshot based on the number of your structures that have ornaments on them. Each structure ornament that's on one of your structures in the game of Upland for the Wonderland season is going to be a single entry. What we're looking for is the seasonal swag bonuses here, or in this case, getting a entry into a drawing for each appropriate seasonal ornament that is, again, not owned, not held, but it does have to be used to decorate your structure. We're going to see that there's 225 of these block explorers right here. There's 75 of the Jolly Jingle Bearer. There's 75 of the Gift Wrap Jingle Snow and the Giddy Glide gift right here. The key thing on these is they are relatively limited quantity with relatively limited circulation for each of them, 75 each, so potentially making them a little more valuable, but they're also obtainable only through this giveaway. And this is going to be something that the more entries you have, the better you are. Obviously, the more likely you are to win. But one entry is still an opportunity to win. You know, somebody who has one or two entries, somebody who only has a couple Wonderland ornaments they're able to stake or able to decorate with may end up winning one of these three block explorers. The snapshot, like I said, is the 31st at between 9 and 10 a.m. PT. 31st, again, this coming Sunday, so like a week from today. And key thing here, obviously, is they need to be on for decoration and not just held in your wallet. Additional to those 225 winners, three of those 225 winners, again, three people will have won the block explorer. They will also win the three properties. Essentially, these are the launch pad properties. These are the jump properties. These are properties that Upland had to mint so that we could, have the city opening in Miami with places to drift from, to anchor points. So 329 Southwest 6th Avenue, 5301 Northwest 7th Street, and 3130 Jackson Avenue in Miami, all up for grabs, all potential prizes if you do make sure you have at least one structure with a Wonderland ornament on during the snapshot on the 31st. In that announcement as well, Upland did give us a good little teaser here, a good little reminder. If you do not have a structure ornament, if you were like me and didn't get the chance to buy on the Upix side, you missed it to buy the side on the Upix side for the ornaments, and you're not in a position or you choose not to go and purchase in USD or do not want to purchase in USD to go and buy these structure ornaments, it's still available. The gingerbread structure ornaments still are available in the Upix store. Well, I apologize. They just took them off this morning. They were still available as of this morning in the Upix store to go and purchase those ornaments. Those that get removed this morning. But the way you're going to be able to come across a Wonderland ornament is going to be to go and purchase from one of the shops that are in the game for resale shops. The list is here in this announcement. So if you do get a chance to go take a look, do so. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to go through that list to click on with the hyperlinks, but easy enough still is if you are in the game of Upland, you come to the lower right-hand corner as shared below. You're going to see that we have the directory here. Under directory, go to shops. And in this directory of shops, we can go and filter. We're obviously going to filter for structure ornaments, showrooms, and we can choose whatever city we choose to be in or whatever city we're in. Obviously whatever city we're in, we're gonna be able to go take a look here in Los Angeles. That's where I normally am. And we're going to see I've got a bunch of structure ornament showrooms all around the game of Upland. And let's say I did just choose one here. A key is you are going to have the season on the ornament be Wonderland. You can let me see if we are able to check for the season the ornaments are tied to. We should see the season right here listed. Obviously, this is Carnival season. This is not the season we want to have listed. We're gonna have to go to a Wonderland season. Let's see if we can find one. There we go. Here's some Wonderland seasons. If we go click on this block explorer or this structure ornament right here, we're gonna see that the season of this ornament is Wonderland season. This would qualify if we purchase this and put it on our structure, had it on during the snapshot, would qualify as an entry or to qualify for the entry into the drawing for the block explorers. Definitely something to keep in mind. Player run economy. This portion of the resale shops, the ability to go in and pick up something that you weren't in the game for originally when the original sale happened. You were like me, you get bad draw numbers you didn't get to buy in the primary market. Your secondary shops are the place to go and purchase those. And the new thing with these shops, obviously, on the side of structural ornaments, there are unique ornaments or there are UGC ornaments that are being made specifically in conjunction with some of these shops. So some of the shops will have some different variety that no one else will have, at least on the primary market. So look forward to it. Every season, I think what we'll see is the rotation. I've already seen the last couple. The rotation of what's in the shops might change a little bit, depending on people are going to be listing things because they think they're going to get higher value for them in season because there's an incentive to have them up. So we'll continue to see that. We'll continue to see those rotation of ornaments throughout the year. But keep in mind, now that we can leave our ornaments up year round, we might see more of a stable market on the structural ornament side of things. Cross our fingers, and we'll hope to see that here shortly, starting to develop. As we do look forward here, look back on this year. Do want to go over and thank everybody who was involved with this Sunday's. That was the 24th season's greetings. Again, it was a stream here in the plaza as well as streamed out on YouTube. We had over 100 and something participants in the live event. We had more people go and watch recorded, of course, and it was a lot of fun. We had a close to a dozen sponsors, I believe, prizes to be given out, and ultimately racing happening in the game of Upland in Layer 1 being broadcast in the plaza, people be able to see the race as it was happening, and ultimately winners winning and some random giveaways along the way. I want to thank everybody who participated. It was a lot of fun. Rarely get the opportunity to do that type of 3 hours of just giving things away, but that's ultimately what we did. It's something to do just once a year, of course. You can really pull the stops out and do something of that magnitude. But Upix Podcast is doing something very similar to this coming Thursday. Like I said, it is going to be at 6 p.m. PT, a little earlier than they usually start the show. That's because it's going to run longer than the show usually runs. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern time if you happen to be on the East Coast. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of individuals involved. Like I said, myself, Too Stupid, Thank Me Later, and obviously Thank Me Later and Too Stupid being main host. It is their show. It is their time slot. More Cheese and myself, obviously joining them throughout the show, and then a number of guests coming in throughout the show. Guests to talk about things that they are specifically involved in, guests who have expertise in the game, and to bring things and share things along the way. We've got graphics, we've got information, we've got looking back on the year, some context, and again, that helps us look forward into 2024. And of course, we don't want to forget the cooperation of the team of Upland. We'll have a couple interviews with staff members. Maybe we'll get something. Maybe we'll get something that we don't know yet. Maybe we'll learn something new, but ultimately hear what their thoughts are, their thoughts about 2023, and of course their thoughts moving forward into 2024. Otherwise, what I'm looking forward to here as we end the year is we've got a couple things that are kind of couched that we've been waiting for a little while. First and foremost is the Totem Exchange, having our totems, having the ability to have the Protem drop and then the use of Protem and totems. That will be something that is going to make a rush. It's going to make a quick rush of people buying and selling totems. If you own totems now and you are going to be in the position where you might not want to, have the protom drop, you might not want to be activating or working with the protoms, the protom into the totems. That may be something that you want to consider now. People who want to have more totems, might want to consider now, because there's going to be a rush, obviously, once the announcement of protom is out, when the snapshot's going to be. Potentially a rush to get rid of, potentially a rush to gain. Don't know what the imbalance of that economy is going to be, but just from history, we have a pretty good indication that one way or the other, it's either going to be a buyer's or a seller's market, and that is going to make it so that it's hard. It's going to either be hard to be a seller if it is a buyer's market, and it's going to be hard to be a buyer if it's a seller's market on those. Now may be the best chance, but again, without knowing what way it's going to head, it's an educated guess of what to do, how to do before the rush hits. Otherwise, we are looking at the likelihood that we're going to get more car utility into 2024 Q1, Q2. It's something been discussed, but we'll have more details from the team when we get into the Q1 roadmap update. For tonight, looking forward to seeing everybody on this coming Thursday in the year-end extravaganza here in the Plaza and on YouTube through the Upix Podcast YouTube page, or like I said, right here in the Plaza. 6 p.m. PT, things getting kicked off again, 9 p.m. Eastern time, same time, running for about 3 hours. So if you've got stamina, we'd love to see you for the entire time. If you don't, or you have other plans that night, drop in for an hour. Drop in at 6 p.m., drop in at 7, drop in at 8, drop in at 9. 7 p.m. PT, I will give you a heads up. That is when we plan to have some members of the team of Upland in the Upix Podcast. If that's the time you can make, if you can make an hour at 7 p.m. PT, make that hour at 7 p.m. PT. I think that's going to be the one to be there for. But would love to see you for the entire time. For tonight, thank you so much for jumping in. Thank you for being here. We are going to call it early because it is not so much on the side of Upland. We'll always that reminder, we're in that week between Christmas and New Year's. Tends not to be a lot going on in the office of Upland. One thing we may see towards the middle of the week is a Block Explorer sale, like we sometimes get. But otherwise, we do not expect any major news until next week. But we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you so much, everybody. See you on Thursday.